Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco Podcast.
Yeah, trucker, blast the trucker. Hey, life. Sandra is also Puerto Rican. Ladies and gentlemen, Comedian Chad Tate.
Yo!
What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Midnight Paco Podcast.
Yeah.
As always, you can find me at Justin Fuller Comedy on Instagram.
I am the_great_COREE. That's where you can find me. Or you can find us both at the Midnight Paco Podcast on Instagram.
And as you can see, we got a special guest in the house, Mr. Chad Tate.
Yeah. How can they find you, Chad?
Right now, they can find me held hostage at the Paco Midnight Podcast, being entertained with an assortment of party cocktails.
We got all types of party favors for our special guest, Mr. I Am Chad, on all social media platforms. You can find him there. He's one of the best in the Cleveland area.
Absolutely.
This episode of the Midnight Paco Podcast brought to you in part by the Acumen Paralegal Services. Help you help yourself the legal way. The services that they offer is they help with documents that need to be typed, guardianships, probate, divorce, wills and trust, complaints, business organization, financial planning, and legal research and writing. Go ahead and give them a call at 216-727-0049 or 216-456-2000. Michelle White will get you right.
That's right!
When I first started doing comedy, it was like this guy, Chad, was like one of the guys that I saw and was entertained by. I don't laugh much at many comics, but I was definitely laughing at this guy. And he was like definitely one of the ones that I said, I want comfortability like that guy.
Right.
I want to be comfortable on stage like Chad.
He wants to be that high.
Right. So, are you high all the time?
No, man, I just talk a lot.
I'm high all the time. That's my cologne. People like, what the fuck? I'm like, I just sprayed my cologne, people. I apologize. So speaking of which, your comfortability, how long you been doing this?
Since December 2018 was my debut onto a stage, and then I did it all through 2019, and then we had that shit show 2020, and yeah, man, the cover came off the wagon, and it was borderline naked and afraid time.
Right.
And but then eventually I picked back up in 21. So since then the wheels been rolling.
So shit, man, So 4 years? Really?
Oh, shit,
not even.
God damn it.
Not even 3, because you took a year
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Damn, and you're that good? That's what's up.
So
So that means you've been funny your whole life.
I have found humor in life.
There we go.
I have found humor in life. Yeah.
But that takes a special person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to deal with bullshit and turn that into humor.
And turn it into
Because that's how you survive.
Yeah.
Through a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But that's beautiful because you're able to. It shows that you've dealt with it, and yeah, it's just that time. So what made you decide to get on stage with it then?
It was kind of like my old lady asked me about it.
Okay.
I had told her, in fact, about this class I saw. Shout out to Dave Schwinson's class.
At the Improv, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I told her about that, and she was like, "Hey, you should do it." I had some extra money at the time, and I was like, "Hey, he's probably just hustling people or whatever." But keep laughing, Dave. Yeah, I went down there, took the class because at her bequest.
Okay.
And
that's dope.
that's how I got going. Yeah, man. And I remember too, like she was so pivotal in the beginning because she would always be the loudest in the crowd. No matter, Because when I first started, no one comes out like magical and
Right.
shit. Yeah,
Right.
it was. I was a train wreck, man. I was East Palestine, man. Shout out to them people too. On a very serious note, shout out to the people of East Palestine, man.
Palestine.
Yeah,
Shout out to
right.
y'all.
What a
Right.
shit show you guys
Oh.
are dealing with down there. But,
Right. Shit, that's just leaking to everywhere.
Yeah, man.
Right.
But yeah, my comedy career was a lot like a train wreck at first, but she was always out in the crowd screaming, "I love you, baby."
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was fire, man. It was critical
great to have-
encouragement, man.
That's
Because I
awesome.
started watching myself from the very beginning,
Good.
and I saw it as a travesty. I was like, "Oh my god, man, this is brutal." And
What would you do?
I was very loud and overwhelming.
Okay.
I used to flap my hands around like I was lost in the wind and shit, and I just had no appreciation for the audience.
Okay.
Really, is what
Okay.
is what was missing.
Okay.
And then once you start to appreciate the audience, that's really a turning point.
Right.
Once you start to appreciate them rather than expecting them to appreciate you, that's when they become compliant and they want to listen, they want to hear you.
Right.
So, they gotta come out and kind of like show them some appreciation and make a connection with them. The sooner that connection is made, the better.
Okay, so like for me, I always like before I got into.
Hey, is this mic real sensitive? Like if
Nah.
I exhale
Nah.
deeply, is it gonna
It ain't gonna be no ASMR.
sound like I'm out reporting live in the zone and
Nah.
shit?
ASMR all day in this
ASMR, like-
motherfucker anyway.
Peas are gonna spike the needle.
Like boom.
We turned this shit all the way up because unfortunately that mic's the oldest one.
That's all right, man.
Yeah,
If I'm hard to hear now, it's just like my comedy show. So
Upgrade. We need upgrades.
Yeah, we need upgrades, people. But like I said, I was saying like in the beginning, it was like you're looking for your. Did you like at what point did you like when you came out with your material? Like some of my older material, I did it a certain way, and now I have like I'm not gonna say I found my voice, but I got a new found rhythm with my material.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at what point did you find like a rhythm that you were comfortable with performing on stage?
So, I still don't think like I'm really comfortable.
Right.
It's so when you start doing comedy now, you become you have an alter ego actually. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I don't walk around the whole goddamn day telling jokes.
Right.
Believe
Right,
me, you know what I'm
right,
saying?
for sure.
I'm not all day
No.
trying to get people to laugh.
Right,
Right,
So you,
I talk shit more or less, and that makes people laugh.
yeah, I mean, you still
yourself.
have that witticism
Yes,
about you, but
yes.
but I'm not presenting material
you ain't
all
doing
day
your
long.
set, not
Right.
at all.
So when you're on stage, you're an identity.
Right.
And I forget the setup for that made me forget what the fuck.
Well,
I
I'm
said
just
it up
asking you,
for.
like when did you find your Chad rhythm?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the rhythm
yeah.
that you had.
Yeah, you become that character, and now that's just a constant development. Now you're trying to become that's someone you get a chance to refine because there's no reality for that identity up there. You are scripting that entire everything they
Right.
see.
Right.
That person on stage don't have bills and debts and animals and sick kids and
Right.
problems at work and you know what I'm saying,
Right.
plumbing issues and all of that shit ain't going on at the same time. That person on stage ain't in traffic and
Right.
that's just someone is there that you created. That's an illusion. And you just want that to become better and better. Like
Right.
a magician pulled a rabbit out of a hat.
Right.
And eventually some motherfucker was like, I think it was Copperfield was like, fuck, I'm gonna make the Statue of Liberty disappear.
Right.
How about those apples?
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
I
just
got
that
this
part.
better,
I
man.
got to see David Copperfield as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah, my dad took me to the Warner Theater in Erie, PA. And I think he made a fucking lion disappear on stage or
Damn.
some shit. And then it came down the aisle or some shit.
Damn.
That or a motorcycle. I can't remember. Memory's foggy as fuck. But it was something. It was cool as fuck as a kid. Because, I used to like watching that shit. Like on Halloween, they used to have like Houdini.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All them episodes of like Howard Houdini and disappearing and magic and shit. So David Copperfield was always one of those fucking things. So
That's pretty cool. I was a kid in the Cub Scouts that called out the comic at some basement party about I caught his little card magic.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was calling him out. Yeah. I saw what you did.
Yeah, well,
Hey, you gotta bust them. Shit.
well, basically what I'm saying is like, people that know me, they know I like to mock and imitate people.
Right.
And I told Chad this, like you, Chad, Snoop are tough for me to. Gary Coleman are tough
People
for me.
say I look like Snoop. You guys think I look like Snoop?
Nah,
Nah, not at all.
I hope not.
you look like
Nah.
what's that basketball player name?
There's two that I've always been compared to: Sam Bowie and Rick Fox.
I can see Rick Fox.
See Rick Fox.
But I'm thinking about another brother. He got a sports show on, and he be with Steven Jackson.
Shannon Sharp? I don't
No.
look like Shannon Sharp, do I? We all look alike.
Like Skip, no, Skip, you don't look like him.
What the?
No, you don't look like Shannon Sharp. I can't. I know his name is at the
Skip.
Skip. No, Skip. No, but
I think you ready to fuck
That's
Skip
good.
up.
That's good.
yeah, pretty much, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I'm like, yeah.
That's good. Who else you got? That was good. That Shannon Sharp was good. Yeah.
I do a lot of people, man, and like your
I wish I
pattern,
could do voices.
your pattern,
Me
man.
too.
It's tough. I can't. Like I said, this guy goes on stage and he has a cadence. He's telling his material, and then he speaks in like an afterthought. Then he goes back into it, and then it's like, I'm like, dude.
It's comedy Svengali.
And look at his merch, by the way, people.
Yeah, you see it.
Impossicalities.
Yep. Tell us
It
where.
will be
Tell us
a
what
lot.
an impossicality is, man.
So, an impossicality is actually an expansion of a real situation. Impossicality just happened to fit because of some patterns in my family. Coming up, we were all a very grammatical family. Like everyone in our family is pretty eloquent and can command the English language when they need to, but still keep it inclusive so that everyone understands the diplomacy you use. You know what I'm saying? That kind of shit.
Right.
And so sometimes we would struggle to find the right word. And there was actually a word in our family called rubilate. It was some made up shit. I don't even know how it originally began, but it was just in our family. And everybody would use it. When there was no real word that you could put in, rubilate was perfect, and you could do everything with it. Rubilatory is rubilative. Is rubilating. Well, he rubilated. It just fit and that is still a very big joke in our family. Like when I'm with my siblings, we'll find ways, because it's funny to us. We're like, nah, just let the kid rubilate for a little while. You know what I'm saying? And impossicality is just some artistry off of that.
Another form of rubilate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, if you see him live, you'll know what it is. but
Yeah.
I
So
don't wanna
like
do it that
basically,
way.
when he was explaining impossicality, he was doing the Chad, and that's his pattern. That can't be matched. Like you don't even know. He just did the Chad for y'all. Like that's basically what it is, man. So like, okay, and has anybody compared your comedy to anybody that's already out?
There was a dude, David Arnold, I think was his name.
I remember
Okay.
David Arnold.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out.
think was
Well,
his name, right? Yeah,
rest in peace.
Not too right. Yeah, rest in peace. Him, someone compared me to, but I'm not sure if they were doing it as a physical comparison or as a
Or humor.
representative.
Well,
comparison.
speaking of that, you were saying, you used to move your hands a lot, because I noticed now you stand like basically still in front of the mic. I mean, you use your
I
hands.
got a white knuckle grip on this bar right now. You guys just can't see it from now.
No, he uses his hands still
I mean,
on
but you
stage.
stand still.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
walk around like you're not.
Yeah,
real,
right,
like,
yeah.
Like me, I used to act like I'm Chris Rock on that motherfucker and trying to hit every edge of the stage when I used to fucking, start doing it. And
One
I
of the first
realized,
places I did stand up was a fucking peach crate. You couldn't walk around. You'll
Oh,
fuck around and
shit.
twist your ankle.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow. Okay. That,
where was that?
Shout out to over on Cliffview, TikTok. Shout out to TikTok.
off of Clifton.
Yeah, off of Clifton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
Over
to
on
TikTok on the west
Steve
side.
Murray used to run it.
Okay. Yeah, I know where that's.
Yeah,
I don't
Steve
even
Murray
know.
used to
By
run it.
Constantino.
Somebody recently got
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Captain
Yeah. I
from
heard
that
about
area,
that. Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
heard about
okay, yeah.
I don't know nothing, but I'm not here to talk about that anyway. But still,
What's that now on the shirt?
What's that?
I'm not here to talk about
Yeah.
that.
I do have one, but when I got it, it was a demo with that and impossicality. That was the two options the girl presented me,
Okay.
and I'm not here to talk about that. Just read too long on the shirt.
That's
like
one
it,
of his
so.
catchphrases as well.
I
I'm not
think
here
one
to talk
of
about
designs,
that.
Okay, yeah, let me see what you come up with. Because it was too much. It took up the whole front of the shirt, man.
That's what's supposed
That's
to.
too much to read.
You know what? Because you're Chad.
That's right. What are you saying,
I'll figure
bro?
something out.
Man,
I'm going to show you something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So who are some of your, so once you started, who are some of your influences then?
Marijuana,
Yeah. Preach.
whiskey,
Speaker, you want to,
bad girls.
those filthies.
I got all the typical vices.
all the typical vices.
No,
not the
love me
vices.
some toxic
the
love.
question was like, who are your comedic influences? Like,
Oh.
who did you watch that say, "Hey, I want to do comedy"?
So
or-
early on, so nobody really, I just have, so this is weird, man. I shouldn't even throw my mother under the bus like this. But coming up, my mother was a fan of horror movies, right?
Okay.
So I was a deviant child. Like, it was hard for my mother to find anybody that wanted to deal with me
Really?
while she got out. So as a result, I used to have to go with her. And she would take me to all these rated R slasher movies when I was like 8 or 9 or 10, man. I'm traumatized in there for real. You know, she was trying to cover my eyes or wrap my head up or whatever, but it was a shit show. So when I was able to watch movies on my own, I just wanted to laugh. I ain't want to see no more traumatic shit. You know what I'm saying? Plus, we didn't have the most affluent upbringing, so that was the shit show too. So I just wanted to laugh, man. So like early on, I used to not. Maybe they were influencing me. I'm not sure, but I used to like to laugh at Steve Martin,
Jerk.
and Richard Pryor.
Yeah, okay.
Those were like the first dudes I remember that were really funny because they both did stand up. They both were in movies.
Right. See,
And then like John Candy came along and shit like that. But I never really had no comics because I never really saw myself doing comedy as a kid.
See?
Not until a few months before I did it. I never thought that I would be a stand-up comic.
that's what I thought. Because I always just see movies. I'm like, they're in the movies. I'm never going to do that. I got to fucking get a job.
Yeah, man. I never thought that I would ever be like, I wouldn't do that.
So when you thought about doing it, did you just look up where I find an open mic at?
So back to my girl back then at that time. I don't remember exactly how I came out. Sort of like, you know how everybody, you sit around, you're watching a comic, and be like, I could have said the same thing. I could have talked about that. And she was one of them Googlers. She's got an Apple phone that she thinks the world of, and she went online and she was like, yeah, look, boom, you can go to comedy right here. Here's the class. And I looked at it, looked it up, went into it, and now I was like, all right.
Kudos to you for having
some
support like that, man. Because I tell you what, I told my wife, and she wasn't like you know what I mean? She wasn't like super supportive. She was like, okay. You know what I mean? One of those. So she ain't come out like, woo, but she came out, a few times and supported in the beginning. But after a while, it dries pretty quick. She's like, I ain't going out this motherfucker. Plus,
shout out to Trisha Lee, because she might watch this.
There you go. Yeah.
Shout out to her.
We ain't together.
The reason why I said shout out to her is because of her. We may not know who I am, Chad.
So look, she'll see the impossicality up there, and she kind of helped. She was kind of critical in the formation of that too, because I told her what I wanted to do, and then together me and her kind of sculpted out how the scenario could come up to introduce the world to a word that doesn't exist.
There you go.
But let them know immediately how it could. Because as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, I have had some goddamn impossicalities too when I look back.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we all did.
But we get through them,
I'm sure that needs to be in the motherfucking Wikipedia. You can't fucking put an entry in that bitch?
Wikipedia, or maybe what is it called?
the street guide thing, the underworld,
what is it called?
World Star Dictionary,
The Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary,
Urban
yeah.
Dictionary.
World Star.
Yeah, the Urban
Smacking
Dictionary.
you around all day.
I'm good to like, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You like that? I'm more like this one.
So,
Well, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, like, you know, this is seen all over the world. Do you tour? You got any tours, dates?
Yeah,
anything
yeah,
coming
for
up
sure.
outside of Cleveland, Ohio?
To anyone who happens to be in the market for a comedian, I am available at imchadcomedy@gmail. You can get in touch with me like that because it's not like I'm overwhelmed with activities, especially in the comedy industry. But nonetheless, I'm not here to talk about that, right?
He's not here to talk about that.
I do have some stuff coming up,
Yes, you do.
but mostly because I'm a little bit of a derelict with my comedic responsibilities. You'll have to just like hit me up, look at my Instagram, or that's actually the best place to find out any comedy flyers or upcoming events I have. And I'm on TikTok too at I Am Chad Comedy. In fact, everywhere. That's like my tag.
I tell you what, yeah, but here you go, light this up, and I'm gonna speak on something. We have a show coming up on March 30th.
Oh yeah, we sure. I saw the flyer.
Where
Listen,
you will be headlining.
This
sir.
is how much. This is how much of a derelict I am. I saw the flyer today when I
It's
was
right here.
Yeah, I saw you, and I was like, damn. Wait a minute, because I've been on a show with Rich Green before with that same venue, and I was like, oh, maybe that's just an old flyer he's using to promote it. And then I saw you on there, and I was like, wait a minute, I don't think he was on the last show. And then I saw the date, and I was like, that had to be 22. Yeah, man, I just realized that.
It's right here too for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
dope. So you
so
got
You guys
a show
might
coming
have
up?
just heard the glass squeak across the top of the microphone, but
Right, that means
that's what happens when you bring people that ain't used to having shit in.
So what day did you guys show on?
March 30th.
March 30th.
Yeah.
March
This
30th.
March 2023.
It's gonna be a fire show.
Man.
You got Rich Green hosting.
Rich Green. Shout out to Rich Green.
Shout out to Rich Green.
Big Rich.
You got Britton Grace. He's gonna be
Shout out
doing
to
his
Britton
damn
Grace.
thing.
B.
You got me gonna be talking my nonsense.
Justin
And
Fuller.
then this dude's headlining right here.
I Am Chad.
You know how look.
That's a dope show.
That's a
It's
dope
gonna
show,
be
and
some
it's
rubilating on some impossicalities.
goddamn right. And it's gonna be a fire show. Come out and support. I tell you what, it's not I'm not in lights, but it's my first time being on a legit ticket,
There you go.
and I'm on it with a dope ass headliner who's gonna be out there.
I Am Chad.
People, you don't even know where he's going to end up because this motherfucker is so funny. I can't wait.
Come on down.
I'm telling you.
If I can't get you to laugh, I might come out in the audience and tickle you. I'll get you to smile some kind of way.
Hey, have y'all noticed that he got on the original brown shirt? Did y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to W. Scott and his Baltimore Ravens. Hold on, we need to move this out the way. We need to pay homage and respect to my boys here. The Baltimore Ravens.
Wait a minute. So W. Scott's a Browns fan, or?
Yeah, he's diehard Browns.
Mm.
Yeah, he's living
Boo to
that's The
both-
Walking Dead.
Boo to both of you because I'm a Steeler fan. However,
That's
this
why he's
is-
almost out the picture over here.
Yeah, I moved over. I let them get the shine for once a little bit.
Wow. So
Look, this is like a transition too, right? We got the white guy behind the blank background over there, the white.
That's right.
Then you got the mixed guy kind of transitioning over here to the colored background. And then we got Cornell, the brother from another mother,
Look,
fully into the dark background. This is transition.
bam.
We got the black and white merchandise.
We're
We're
trying-
sending you guys Illuminati signs about
Messages you don't even know.
Yeah.
Message. What?
Maybe we shouldn't say the I word. We don't want to get in no trouble.
We already got invites. We got
yeah,
invites.
we got several
You didn't get
invites.
invited to the
and
Illuminati?
impossicalities.
You didn't get invited to the Illuminati?
Man, I don't know about them, man. That's some
On-
trippy
on
subject
Instagram?
matter.
Them motherfuckers, they reach
No,
out.
but I got a cousin in Africa that just needs my routing number, and he said he'll end all my problems. Apparently, he owns a lot of property over there.
Don't click that link.
Yeah, you don't want to click that. You don't want to click that
Trust
at
me,
all.
I asked my father if we had any relatives over there. He was like, I can assure you we don't.
So your comedy style, like, how do you approach a room? Do you, like, for me personally, I approach a room, I try to look at the demographics, I try to look at the age, the race, see what kind of jokes or what set I'm going to do. How do you normally set up yours?
So I typically have some kind of idea about what kind of crowd I'm gonna be in front of, and I'll script the set and try to find some stuff I can snatch out of current headlines too. To kind of inflict in there somewhere, especially if there's something relevant and I have a joke associated with it. You know, obviously I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna implement that into whatever I start to come up with. But the day I show up for the show, what I got ready to do is that's what's gonna be done.
That's what's gonna be done. See, you're kind of
if it comes off the script, it comes off the rails.
Okay.
So you're like me. You have that shit planned and ready to go.
Yeah, man. I already know what I'm doing.
See, so you don't do crowd work.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not much.
See, we've had that discussion a lot because there's people, they have crowd work things and this and that, and I'm always like, I think you gotta want to talk to somebody. You know what I mean? To really care, and if that happens naturally, I think somebody who knows how to interact with people naturally, it happens fucking naturally. You know what I mean? You're trying to do your shit. Your goal is to sit there and let them watch your set. You know what I'm saying? So if something happens and you're able to interact with them, that's one thing, but that's gonna happen in the moment. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to plan for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm trying to focus on building my time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking on which, so when you go out and you do your shows, so how much time do you normally do when you're out there doing headlining gigs then?
So the headlining gigs that I do now are usually about, I'm okay for now. That's not a tap out. No, in fact, I can't do that on camera, man.
Oh.
I can't do that. If you offer it, I got to pay.
I'm gonna let him hit it, then we'll put it out. So how long? That's my dog.
Distracted me. He's all it's like the shell game over here now. Cordell's sending me text messages to the phone. You guys can't see it. They got me all confused and frazzled over here.
You sending text messages?
I better not fall asleep because I know I'm gonna wake up missing an eyebrow or some kind of nonsense is gonna.
I don't do that frat boy shit. I don't fuck around with that now.
The Illuminati crossing.
Never that.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Part of the special group. Justice League, baby. We're built. No, not yet. He's above that.
So basically, you were saying that that's how you set up your performances by you already have pretty much planned out. You don't do any crowd work. But I was at a show. We all were at a show.
Mm-hmm.
It was I always refer to it as they were very kind to Justin. They loved Justin. They were taking pictures with this guy. They were very kind to me.
Oh, yeah.
Chad went out there and demanded his respect. Like, look, I ain't the one. So I've seen him interact with the crowd, and he's real smooth with the crowd. Even though he said he don't do crowd work.
No, that's natural. That's what I'm saying.
Natural.
That's his natural ability.
I
That's
was
what
being
I'm saying.
obnoxious for real, and I owe that crowd an apology.
That crowd an apology.
Nah.
But if they come back and they get that way again, I will be obnoxious again.
No, to me it was perfect and it fit, and he was able to finish his set that way. And
well, that was a professional in my eyes.
Yeah,
that's what I was looking at when I seen that, because at that point, we were a year in.
Yeah,
At
not
that
even,
point?
not even,
Not even.
no.
Yeah, not even. So when you came out and did that shit, I'm like, word.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it.
And that wasn't even the first time I've seen you out there, doing your shit. So, like I said, man, it's one of those things where you see somebody and you're like, you got something.
Right.
And the fact that you've only been doing it really only about 3 years because of the fucking pandemic, you know what I mean, shows that it's your personality. You gotta have personality in this thing, you know what I mean? And I know you're not one of those people. You're like kind of like me. You're quiet in a room. You know what I mean? But on stage, you would have no idea. You think you'd be the most talkative person.
Do you write your jokes out, Justin?
Yeah.
So I think more than anything else, what the comedy is because it's not just that's not my identity up there. Like I said, I don't fucking present jokes all day long.
No, for sure.
And so I think it's the writing, man. And like when you're a writer, that shit is personal to me. Like I put some effort in. I'm sitting down, fucking literally either typing or pen to pad. It's always putting that shit in an expression, man. So that shit, you have attachment to jokes. For sure. To jokes. You know what I'm saying? And so I get sensitive about it. So you want to make sure when you put that out there that it's at least fairly evaluated is what I'll say. Because I don't care if people don't laugh. Because everybody is not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Fairly evaluated.
But just sit back, understand what I'm up here as. Yes. And listen, I'm probably gonna make you laugh anyway. Yes. So at least most comics have that ability to at least at some point hit everybody for something. Especially if they're up to featuring or they're at a club or something, they're gonna have some skill set and they deserve some respect. And they'll find something in there. But yeah, just fairly evaluate. If you don't appreciate me, I appreciate that. Level.
We do guest spots.
But we have the time.
Yeah.
Because look, we've built it 5 minutes at a time. That's the beautiful thing about, the Funny Stop. We always shout out the Funny Stop. That's our home club, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Pete. That's my dude.
Yeah, Pete. We ain't
got Pete. Never noticed. You're not funny, Pete.
We've yet to get the crackpots. We want to try and get out there, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We've yet to get out there. It's usually Thursdays is the open mic, so you know what I'm saying? And this is when we film. So
the mic is a hit or miss too, but
still,
some nights it's a good room because those people come out to support comedy.
And that's what it's a club. Mm-hmm. It's not a bar.
Exactly.
Where you're hoping somebody's paying attention, and most of them ain't comics. You know what I'm saying? It's a different vibe.
Right.
And that's why I've gravitated towards the Funny Stop because the improv and hilarities don't have those.
Is something smoking? Am I seeing smoke? I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. I might be the.
It's a lot of the smoke that we've been smoking in this place. It's cloudy. Oh yeah, no, we good. It's cloudy for sure.
That's funny, man. It's still weird to see myself like on
flyers and shit.
Yeah, man. I walked in. Shout out to Lex. Lex Vegas.
Lex Vegas.
We did a show. And I came in, man, he had this big ass flyer.
Really?
Like, it was big, man. It's the biggest flyer I've seen myself.
You're a star, dog.
Yeah,
get used to it.
Man. You kidding me?
Get used to it. Chad,
weird shit.
Get used to it. It's a different thing because you're doing something that you're born to do, and it's easy. Not easy. You know what it is. But you know what I'm saying? It's not easy, but emotionally, and you think you're trying to think of stuff, you want to be funny, but at the same time, it's not breaking your back.
Sometimes I feel like it's necessary though. Like comedy is kind of almost like therapeutic too.
Sure.
And I didn't really. I think like I do this bit about therapy and shit like that, but I've always been kind of wanting. I like to deal with myself, right? And I have found. Like writing and being creative and shit is, I just haven't always been in an environment to utilize that. That hasn't been the shit necessary for circumstances.
Right.
But the being creative shit has always been there, and that just kind of is what the comedy is about now anymore.
I had this conversation with Blake. Shout out to Blake Townsend.
Shout out Blake.
Have you ever had a job and said, yeah, I can see myself being here for 20 years?
Hell no.
Not never.
I ain't never got hired and been too happy about this shit.
Exactly. So I think that's just the type of personality we have as individuals are like, because people are content with a lot of shit in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I've never been on board like that.
I've never been that type of person. It's
I even did some time for a certain mail distributor that I won't name because I'm not here to talk about that shit.
Right.
And it was, they're a Fortune 500 company, and still,
yep.
The day I got there, I was like, nah, this isn't gonna be.
And that's the personality. Like I said, I've tried to do the right thing, the whole, the structured way, my whole life, and it's got to a point where I was fucking sweeping, and a diaper wouldn't sweep up in the rain, and I had to get out and fucking pick it up with one of those motherfucking things and put it in the back, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm listening to a podcast about doing comedy. I'm like, I just need to try this shit. Fuck it. The thing that scared me was the 10-year thing. Oh, it takes 10 years to do it. It takes 10 years to do it. And then I thought to myself, well, if I don't start now, fuck, what am I going to do 10 years from now? I would have been wishing I would have started. So I'm glad I started. It took me still like a couple of years to even try it after I started thinking about it. But at the same time, it was like, it kept pushing me every time I listened to some shit and watching shit on Netflix or like, what the fuck? I could do that. I could do that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are killing it. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
Shout out to Dave Chappelle and a lot of other people that, made me want to do it. You know what I mean? They're killing it. But there's a lot of people out there getting paid to do some shit that we're all fucking doing.
I mean,
you know what I mean? And you're doing it at a great level. You know what I mean? It's one of those things.
I personally feel like any comic that has a good following here in Cleveland and can make people in Cleveland laugh, they ready for the world. That's what I think. I think
Cleveland is tough.
Yeah, if you can make Cleveland laugh,
Cleveland's tough.
I've had nothing but good times in Cleveland.
But I'm just saying, me too. But I'm just saying, you got to be great. Because like I said, I was at the show when Charlie Murphy got booed off stage.
I heard that. Yeah, you told me.
I like him too. He's funny.
I thought it was funny, and I was upset.
Right.
Although I've never seen his stand up. I've always thought he was funny when I've seen him in his roles on film and shit. Always funny. But I haven't seen his stand up, and those are two completely
his stand up was basically
for sure.
Two different sports. It's football and basketball.
His stand up was basically his storytelling, like he do it, and Cleveland wasn't having it.
Right.
That was the Mike Epps show, and it was I think Ashante. I ain't seen her in a while.
A Mike Epps crowd. You know what? As much as I would want to go on tour with him because he's dope, but his kind of crowd is not the kind of crowd I think that my comedy would really take with.
Right.
I'm not sure they got the patience for I Am Chad.
You never know, man. You never know. You like, for example, and you were like, and I'm thankful and I consider it a blessing. You were like one of the people that I called to do my show.
Right.
You was honest with me about, let me check it out.
Right.
And you did it.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful you did it, but I think you would be just fine in the Mike Epps crowd, bro. I really do.
Oh, for sure, dog.
Yeah,
for sure.
man.
You got a personality, man.
You got like a universal comedy appeal, bro.
For sure,
What's up, man?
Yeah,
They said make sure you come back. You know, they liked you at my spot.
He's like, man, I'm big time. I got tours to do.
I ain't got time to come back to this little place.
That's why we got him on now, y'all.
He's amping the cables. He's telling me lies. I'm telling him I'm torn over here, man.
I'm telling you what. That's why we got his ass now, because once he starts fucking touring and shit,
we gonna be able to reach him.
Hey, Chad, he's like, dog, I'm man.
Look, I'll do this on camera even too. Word is bond. I owe y'all one more podcast at the very least.
At the very least.
All right, y'all heard it, right?
No matter what it comes to.
He gonna fly us out to wherever he is.
Wherever the fuck he's at, we coming. When he doing his residency in Vegas,
I'm not here to talk about all of that.
All of that.
But I will make another appearance on the podcast.
Yeah.
Nice. So speaking. So how about how much time do you actually have? And like, did you ever like send?
I'm ready for an hour.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm ready for
an hour.
I'm ready.
And so, have you ever like sent anything out, like to the bookers or anything, or no?
So with the only legitimate booker that I have right now, shout out to Comic House.
Okay.
Comic House.
The only legitimate booking agency that I have.
Okay.
I have not mentioned it to them yet because I'm still the young duckling in the litter. You know,
Okay.
It's not
They
time for
don't-
me to quack
Are
yet.
you serious? They don't know what they have?
I mean, she has been very generous with her
Okay.
feedback.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm still new. She manages a lot
Okay.
in this area.
Dope.
She's a little bit of muscle. I don't want to. I just got invited in. I don't want to start
Awesome.
knocking on the house door already.
Okay, but no, that's awesome. I mean, it's opportunities.
But
That's
I think
beautiful.
I'm ready though for
Oh.
about an hour. Like if there's local shows that have that kind of platform, that kind of setup too. Because
Right.
I mean, you don't want to do an hour when there's 7 comics.
Oh hell.
You know what I'm
no.
saying?
No.
An hour bit is for a host, a feature, and boom, and a very tight host too.
Yeah.
You know, because people are going to be there for an hour and a half already.
Right.
And they're not going to want too much from the host. You know,
Right,
fill up maybe 10 or
exactly.
15 minutes for the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, for that kind of setup, on a locally booked act, yeah, I could do that. An hour.
I tell you, I love Howie because he knows the setup, he knows the timing and everything, and that's
Right.
things I'm trying to learn. You know
It's
what I mean?
in total though, right? The comedy shit, it's a craft.
Yeah.
It's a
I call it comedy practice. Like
Yeah,
law
it's
or
all-
medical.
Yeah, it's a craft, man. It's like an actor, you know what I'm saying? Just because you made a movie on Tubi, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? That don't mean that's it. You're done acting. That's not the bar of success, right? So
Speaking of, have you
keep
been
grinding out.
Right.
Have you been
for
featured
sure.
in any
Keep-
films so far?
So actually, I think I don't know if it was before camera or since that we talked about the David Arnold thing. Did we talk about him?
Yeah.
Well, you
we
said that
talked
they
about
compa-
him.
they- you said that they
That's-
compared to-
Yeah,
Okay,
compared
that
to-
was it.
I said that since we've been on camera,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So me and my girl are in his special on
Really?
Netflix. Yeah, and we got like in total we probably got about 30 seconds on camera. We got
I have to rewatch it.
5
Yeah, I gotta
here.
watch it again
Yeah,
too.
Anthony Mayo, shout out to my dog.
Okay, shout out
Shout
Anthony.
out
He
to
sent me a screenshot, a picture of his TV. He was like, "My
Oh, shit.
David Arnold special." We were both sitting there in trance too.
Nice.
It's on my Facebook. I'm off of Facebook, but it used
Uh,
to be posted on my page. And
That's
shit.
why I couldn't at you on the thing. I just joined
Right,
it
yeah,
for it. You know,
yeah.
I just did it just to, because a lot of people in high school they ain't on Instagram, so I had to reach out to another fucking
Yeah.
audience. You know what I mean? You gotta put these reels up. Chad, you gonna do some skits now?
I'm looking for an opportunity,
You're
man.
a movie star. You was
I
on
mean, I just like the. So I mean, acting is a little bit different, right? Because like
For sure.
for the comedy, I'm up there. I'm presenting a character. It's a solo act.
Right.
You know, you don't have to worry about how does a chemistry blend, and
Right.
all it is a boxer as opposed to acting as a basketball team.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
I got to deal. He won his shots, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying. So, I don't know how I Am Chad the comedian would fit into a skit, but yeah, me, just Chad, CHAD. I like to spell it right. Just me. I would like to do some skits too. I don't know what you'll get. You know what I'm saying? You might not get the smooth transition and deep voice talking that he has described. But I would like to do some video shit.
Yeah, man. I think.
I do drama too.
See,
Yeah. Show me the CSI face.
Hold on, I'm not in the CSI mindset right now. I can show my Cheech and Chong smile.
all day. That's
All you gotta do is close one eye and look at it real serious.
Just like the shirt. That's why one eye
You
closed.
gotta like squint one eye and make sure you concentrate. That's the CSI look. So
That's
yeah.
how I passed my last eye exam. Squinting.
Man.
She's like, "You wear glasses?" I said, "No." She said, "You sure?"
You
I was
struggling
like, "One more
with
try.
it.
Hold on, let's do it one more time." I said, "Let me wipe it off."
Yeah, man.
Get these readers on.
Yeah, well, a few of your skits that I saw, it was like, news. So, and you said you do like, current event jokes too. So do you do any political humor?
I think politics are their own humor.
Oh, for
You can't write it any better.
Oh, God, hell no.
It's fucking Picasso.
It writes itself for
Yeah.
sure all day.
But-
Yeah, we can get in how.
I mean, I think it's funny how it's pathetically funny. How Biden's senility and they just go Robert back. Then
Oh, my Lord. This
I was
is-
born Russian. What are you talking about,
This is the leader of the country.
man? And his the whole. I mean, like I don't know how.
Wow.
Don't forget our safe word, y'all. But like the whole with how the global climate is with this Ukraine shit. Like you guys don't see that there's clearly an agenda in place that is not of the people's. You know what I'm saying? This is clearly a political play. They are teetering on the brink of a global collapse. War maybe, but maybe something else. Maybe just a complete implosion. Let's say we fuck up the ability to produce electricity. We're back in the Stone Ages, man.
I know you ain't worried. Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know what the consequences of this could be. I mean, we don't know how far. Maybe just nuclear war. But still, that's no parade.
Why are they talking about UFOs all of a sudden?
Why is Biden sending billions and billions and billions of assets and money to a foreign country when we have disasters here in our backyard that are unaddressed?
All the time.
Politics, if there's humor in it, you have to find it yourself because in totality, it's a shit show and it's not a laughing matter.
Nope.
But you know, it's delicate. Different people are offended by different topics in it and stuff like that. So, you know, by the way, anyone listening who might want to come see me and comment, I will always filter the room first to see what you guys want to hear.
Right. So, yeah, you told us your intro. How's that go?
How does it go?
Don't be worried about me saying anything you find offensive because I'm going to ask exactly what you want. And then when you say you want me to be unadulterated, I'm gonna let you mother have it.
So see, that's the beautiful thing because
you censor what you hear yourself.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing because you have the material. You're able to flip flop.
Well, I can keep it so that's a funny thing in comedy, that whole clean and not clean, right? Because there's shades, a lot of shades of gray with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
for sure.
When people ask me about my comedy, like, is it clean? I mean, it's my comedy is 18 or better. You know what I'm saying? Because I talk about real shit that happens, and I use some language that is very appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to color the picture with all of its beauty. You got to use those hues of pink and orange and the pretty blue. You know what I'm saying? To get it right.
But I've heard you, and you don't go.
I don't, man, but
you know what I'm saying? It's
if you think you got your 16-year-old kid snuck into a club.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear some shit.
Well, if you're sneaking a 16-year-old into a club, they fucking doing some filthy shit.
But I'm not gonna use any sexually inappropriate stuff.
Right.
There is some sexual content. I'm an adult. Sex is critical in my life, thank God. But you know, so I talk about that some. I talk about relationships. You know, grown shit. You know, someone 19 who's still smitten with his sweetheart smell of, you know, that innocence. Now, he's not going to appreciate this shit. I'm talking about when you're juggling relationship histories and toxins that are seeping in and, you know, all of that shit you don't understand. You think love is still pretty. It's a disaster. And you navigate it as best you can.
The beautiful thing is, though, is because you're older. I know we discussed your age is unknown. But
it's forgotten. Some people know it. My mother knows.
Obviously, but you've been through shit, so you have things to talk about. That was my worry about getting into it, because I'm 44. I'll be 45 this year. I got into it obviously a couple years ago, and that was my fear of getting into it, because they said the 10-year thing. It's like, do I got that shit? Do I got time? That's why we hustling and doing this fucking pot. We gotta fucking get out there. We got merch. Hey people, subscribe.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. hit the like button.
Hit the like
Hit
button.
link, share, and subscribe.
All that shit.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that shit. So it's like, that's why when I go up, I get out once a week, but I come prepared. You know, you got people go up there and they look at their phones. They're like, oh, I forgot what I was about to even say. You know, I didn't even write nothing tonight. And I'm like, shit, I ain't got time to waste. I got to take every fucking time on stage, every, chance.
Make it happen, Captain.
Yeah. And build that shit up. So
Ship
it's
your own
like,
sail when the wind is fucking blowing.
yeah. So you got that. So it's good you had that experience. You got a lot of shit to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. An hour. I think I got about like a half hour.
I got an hour.
This motherfucker. He got a lot of filler. Yeah.
Cool Z might start talking with that deep Barry Manilow voice. They might have to pass out some coffee. This is his senior segment coming up, y'all. He about to talk real smooth like this, and, just about to go on to sleep a little bit.
Y'all feeling
Soon
good?
the server will be around with your complimentary coffee. Y'all make sure.
That's
you
right.
tip
Show you right.
Show you right. The Promise of Love. Shout out to my dude.
Yeah, man.
I remember my mother had his album covers all around her. She thought Barry White was dumb. Yeah.
I mean,
I wish I did have a Barry
Album
White
covers.
voice.
How old do you guys think? So this is starting to become a lot of my newer material. I'm noticing the disparity between me and my nieces and nephews.
Oh,
right?
sure.
My oldest niece is about to get married. She's 22.
okay.
Oh, wow.
So they're spread out between 22 and 13.
Oh,
And I am just realizing what a compilation of dump trucks that generation is, man.
you have no idea.
Ooh, I'm beginning to get one.
Oh,
I am
my
beginning
Lord.
to get one, man. They
Lord.
didn't know what a paper boy was.
Oh, my Lord.
Listen, man.
I was
Listen.
one.
Phone
Tell
booth?
That
tell-
was my first
tell
job.
this guy was.
Man,
Phone
listen.
booth either.
So,
Yeah, phone booths.
man, they are almost out of touch.
It's rough. Like my granddaughter's 7. She woke up this morning at 6:30, right? Early as fuck. I don't know why, but she woke up early this morning, right on TikTok. Scrolling.
Mm-mm.
It's
I went-
kind of my fault. I got her into it.
I went to an after the meal that with the repast.
Yeah.
You know what the repast is. You know what repast is. So after, see, that's
After-
why I was torn on how I should approach it.
After the funeral, the family gets together and eat.
Okay, on the wake.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
After,
Okay,
after
okay.
okay. So I was at this repast, and it was funny how I observed that everyone 30-ish and over was looking for some place to sit down or to hang a coat or to help in the kitchen. Everybody 18 and under was crowding around plugs, outlets.
Yeah.
It was a complete shit show, man. I was like, look at this craziness, man.
Yeah. It's sad. I'll tell you what, there was this TikTok video I seen. We talked about it on one episode where I don't know if there was in China, but there was a classroom and all these kids were putting together
Rubik's Cube.
no, fucking guns. Taking them apart, putting them together like 9mm. And they're like, that's why our fucking kids are getting fucking
They ready for the
perish,
meltdown.
yo.
They ready for the big meltdown.
Well, I was always saying, man, you look, did they take dodgeball out of fucking schools?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying, man? We grew
Yeah.
up, dude.
Dodgeball.
They need to put fist fight in it. Teach these motherfuckers how to
I would have
fucking
rather took a fist fighting other than the fucking square dance.
Yeah,
read
right,
your facts.
right, for sure.
Let me see. The most ridiculous class I have ever taken was. I don't think I ever really took a ridiculous class.
No, you seem like you enjoy learning.
Yeah, I was quite a particular education.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of, so I started out parochial, right?
Okay.
But you guys gotta kind of appreciate. This is kind of tipping my hat a lot towards my age, but I came up like when there were the lines of race were still kind of clearly drawn.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of taboo for my
Right.
mother to be screwing and having kids with a black man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but when they split, now my mother is trying to educate us all as white children. And there is it's like people of backgrounds aren't gonna really appreciate this shit, but there are
differences.
you guys know it, but you
Yeah.
guys haven't experienced them both intimately
Right.
like this.
No,
there
no,
are
for
definite
sure.
cultural different backgrounds.
100%.
And so my mother is trying to educate us as a white Roman Catholic
Right.
Christian children.
Yeah.
And my dad's side of the family, who shares custody with me,
For sure.
is it's a completely different everything.
I can imagine.
The entire household, they are two different galaxies, man.
Yep,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
And the duplicity created a lot of adaptability, which creates creativity. And that's probably why I write and have found this way to express and create, because I've always been mischievously creative, which is why I told you guys my mother had to take me to those horror movies.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
like my mother literally said this. I saw this picture of me one time, right? I was all dapper, had on this little sports vest and matching shorts, right? I was like, damn, I was a sharp little baby. She was like, baby, I kept you sharp so that if one of your relatives came by and wanted to take you with them, you would already be dressed to go.
Ain't that a bitch?
Real shit,
Ain't
man.
that a bitch?
Then she couldn't, like, nobody, everybody in the family loved me and wanted to, they would stop by and pinch my cheeks. And if we stopped over, they would, my grandma would want to feed me and shit.
Right,
but
right.
if she was like, well, my grandma's name was Audrey. My mother would be like, well, Audrey, I'm going to just leave Chad here for a couple hours. She'd be like, no, Pat, no. The best you can do is a half hour, and you're going to have to come get this boy because he won't sit still. And yeah, man, I had to be, my hamster never
kept going,
never
huh?
stopped running, man.
Just kept going.
Yeah, never stopped running.
Hey, you found a way to calm it, though.
A little bit. That's what I say,
You
man.
bottled it up.
Comedy is therapeutic.
Yeah,
man.
you
that's what's
bottled
up.
that shit up. That's
That's why I say I appreciate the audience probably twice as much as they appreciate me.
It's a good feeling though when you're on the
Thank you for
show, though,
listening.
right? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Thank you for
man.
coming and supporting this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a good feeling that people
Otherwise, I
come.
might be out here doing who knows what if I ain't been spent this time.
Think about it.
Yeah, man.
Because
who knows
what else am
might
I
be
gonna
doing.
do? If I can work in a warehouse,
Might be
yeah.
eating Tide Pods. I don't know what might start. Just thoughts I may have.
They look like they actually taste good.
They do look delicious.
They do come in some good smelling
And
flavors.
they all fucking look colorful as fuck.
Yeah. First thing it say, do not eat.
They got
I'm
sued
like, wow.
for making some of them advertised. They were advertising them as flavors,
Ooh.
like tropical punch Tide Pods and shit like that.
What the? And
Yeah.
you know, some dummy ate it.
So
Or
and
taste
white
it or
bread.
something.
or whatever,
something.
but I mean,
They
yeah,
were licking it
Tide
for
had
sure.
to pull that shit from the shelf. And like sometimes
Tropical
when you hear
my
corporate
ass.
ideas like that, man, you realize how lost America is and how far
For sure.
politics are out
It's
of our
terrible.
hands.
Yeah,
It,
right.
it's
Money is so inappropriated and
it's all ran by money. That's the worst thing when you find. We talked about this before. The older you get, the more you realize it's upsetting because you realize how money runs everything. That's why I gave up on the president a long time ago. That's just a figurehead. The fact that they have fucking Bernie walking up there, fucking just. I mean, come on, man.
well, that was like the crucible of what Nelson Mandela was screaming about in South Africa. He wanted not just a change in the people that were in the political positions, but he wanted a new political system
Right.
Mhm.
as a whole. Like, no,
Right.
we don't even want this shit you're promoting at all.
Right.
We want to do our own government, not the people.
Well, it's too entrenched, and they got their hands in everything, and it's so hard. Like with all these like different organizations, the FBI, CIA. I mean, they killed Kennedy. All these things, you know. I mean, let's think back how.
What about 9/11? Who
Oh,
did that?
no, that's tough, man. That's just I think it has to be organized because you got to look at the facts. You got to look at the
Yeah.
facts.
Do you think we're being propaganda with this
All
Ukraine
day.
shit too, right?
Oh, come on, man.
I think
It's
we've
We're
been
all,
watching the medallion swing back
I
and
don't
forth.
watch TV for that reason.
It's a horror
I
show.
mean,
man.
I don't watch-
That shit
look,
makes your skin tough.
I took a class in college back in 2009, 10, whatever the case, somewhere around there. But it was like propaganda and media and propaganda or some shit. It had to do all about propaganda. They talked about Hitler and how he was able to take control and things like that by filming them in certain ways. They, like media and Hollywood is all about it. That's all they do is for the government is propagandize things and fucking. I think they were built on that purpose in the beginning.
So you know how in magic, there's always a hand that does something that you never see it do, and that is exactly how the magic happens.
Right.
Hollywood is the government's magic hand.
Yep.
Right.
All
We'll
day.
make you see whatever the fuck we want you to see.
Yep.
And
The
make
police
sure,
are needed.
I mean,
We need SWAT battalions in fucking Parma Heights or every jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? The money is so misappropriated, and the enforcement factor is like they're almost oppressive. You can feel.
To piggyback on what you said,
tension.
I'm rolling with you on that. To piggyback on what you said, like for me, that Will Smith slap was a distraction.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? It was a distraction to take away from something else. Another thing you gotta realize is in this area, think about all the fires that's been happening lately.
Right.
These warehouse fires.
Right.
With
the general. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, people not paying attention.
The general public is the biggest victim of deception. Like the government is extremely orchestrated, and they are the master of hoodwinking and bamboozlement.
Yeah.
Well, because you got the majority of people who fucking think that the government, like in majority places, who are just like where I grew up, shout out to Erie, PA, but a lot of these places, even around here, everyone's going to work doing their regular shit every day to retire.
Where you stay at in Pennsylvania?
Erie.
Oh, you know where Harbor Creek is?
Yeah.
I done do juvenile time in there.
Really? Oh, shit.
Boys school, boys reform. It wasn't juvenile time.
I was probably there when you were there.
Yeah, Harbor Creek.
That's not, my son went to school there, actually. High school. That's where
Harbor Creek?
Yeah, that's where he's a soccer stud. He revamped the name. Shout out to him for high school props. I was second team all day.
Harbor Creek High was actually where I probably
Husky
was first. Yeah, with black and orange, right?
Yeah.
That was probably where I was first smitten with a Caucasian woman.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So you know about Captain Jack's.
That's a place that I make up.
Waldameer.
Waldameer Park.
How long were you over in that area?
He was in reform, like a
I was in
so you didn't get to go out.
I right before I left, about like my last 6 months, they let me go out to Harbor Creek High.
Okay.
They have a group inside Harbor Creek boys school. I was about to call that motherfucker reformatory. But I mean, technically it is. But they have a select group that they allow as a privilege. It's called outside school.
Okay.
And usually it's the guys that are getting ready to go home. It's like a kind of a reorientation almost.
Right. Guess what? You're about to go into real life.
Right.
Yeah. So did you get to go out and go anywhere? Did you go to Waldameer or anything?
No, we went to what's the amusement park?
Waldameer.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Okay.
That was a long time. I was 12.
Right, but still, but you know what I'm saying? That's kind of cool just being in that little ass spot. It's not bad for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Shitty.
There was a deaf kid there. I think I was around. This may have perhaps been a situation for the authorities, and in fact, it probably was handled by him. But there was a kid at that reform school with me named Kevin Patton. He wore a hearing aid, right? He was deaf in one ear and could barely hear out the other. It was a disaster for him. And he was out at the outside school, and they were walking on those train tracks that run by the boys' school. And yeah, man, he got hit by a train. Damn. Is what him and a couple other kids were walking by. I was still inside. I wasn't allowed out yet. Wow. And he got hit but he was in my dorm and shit.
Wow.
And I remember they brought the news to us. They had us all come to the TV room and shit. And they were like, Kevin's not coming back. We're going to go back and pack his shit. And you guys are going to see, but that's it. He's
gone.
They didn't tell us right away what happened. It took some time to get that he died on the train tracks. And shit.
Damn.
I even remember the state authorities coming up in there and they were asking questions and shit like that, and they were interviewed his people that were in his, so we were on the same level, the junior level,
right.
But there were different dorms. They interviewed all the people in his dorm and shit.
Damn, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Shit. See, that's life. Man, fuck yeah. When my son was born, we actually had a house, me and his baby mama, like right where those fucking tracks go by, further from the school. It wasn't right by the school, but
It was your ex-wife, Justin.
yeah, ex-wife. I mean, come on, it was 8 months. More so baby mama. I mean, technically it was 8 months, but
You said I do, you did.
legally it was like 10 years it took to get the divorce, but we only lasted 8 months after that we got married, which is funny because we were in more of a
Which
relationship.
I had like a broom hopping marriage, or just like go to Vegas?
No, we had a full blown out fucking.
He had some of that young love, that shit I said that older people get it.
Right.
Yeah, older people get it. You still think it's all sweet petunias and shit. I'll give a girl the flowers and that's it. You happy ever after.
Yeah, it was one of those.
It's a heartache.
I had a kid at 19, so I got married at 20. Yep, and that shit lasted till she turned. Man. Yeah. See, that was the problem with growing up at that age, because it was like, okay, I got kids, so guess what? The only reason why is because I was going to go in the Air Force at that time.
I would rather sit around with my dudes and play Xbox, talk shit, and fucking drink beer, and be perverse and burp.
The one time I didn't pull out.
Get a woman next to me at night.
The one time I didn't pull out in Canada.
It's a disaster, man.
But he's 25 now. He just turned 25.
Your word is over.
Shout out to my son. My child support days are done. All the motherfucking my second.
And he's a gent now. He's on his own. He's a horse on the wild now. You can stop by the stable and nibble on some hay, but you're your own horse.
Yep. He's doing good. No, he's not really. He's staying with my parents.
Hey, man, hey.
Shout out to the grandparents.
Listen to this, man. There are worse trails that a child can travel.
Oh, for sure.
Be grateful for what you got. I've been through some humbling times in life that have taught me to be appreciative of very small shit.
You got any children, man?
One that I don't know.
Okay.
But it doesn't make me a disaster of a dad. It's a circumstance.
Oh, yeah. It's not always your fault.
It's very mitigatable.
Right. There's a lot of things that happen.
That's a real word too, mitigatable.
Mitigatable.
That's not one of your Chad.
No,
I
don't think so. I don't think so. But and so that was another thing when we were growing up with that. Sometimes me and my oldest two siblings, and this does not apply to the younger ones, they are excluded. In fact, they are the stems of the impossicality. But my older siblings sometimes would pass words off that phonetically and predicated on the education we had sounded plausible. Just like I just said, mitigatable.
Right.
That phonetically, that works out. Like I can see it in my head. I can see the phonetic changes being applied. I can hear it in more than just my sentence. But that's questionable as to whether the legitimate is
it could be compound. Like if you know what words mean, prefixes and stuff,
and you can just make someone get it.
Yeah.
Impossicality is that word. When you hear it, you get it.
Yep.
Same thing.
Yep.
People that have been around me and my closer circle, they start to get the words like rubilate, because that has expanded. It's my family joke, but there are some people close to us that get it, and dump truck too. Like I like to use, because everything has become offensive now. You can't call people this or that or anything that might be slightly negative.
Have you ran into that?
Dump truck.
They're a dump truck.
A dump truck.
Have you ran into that?
What?
Luckily, I haven't ran into that because I don't call people much anyway. So, have you ran into those issues? Like, I hear people talk about it all the
with
time.
being opinionated, and
really,
I find that a little boxing-ish. I feel like
for sure.
Yeah.
That's why we have this podcast, so you don't have to feel opinion. You can speak your opinions.
But then people, and so
they fire back. So what? Everyone has their opinion.
I'm not into comedy to do that kind of stuff.
For sure, that's why I don't do crowd work.
I Am Chad is a comedian. Don't fuck around
Right.
outside of that.
Right. Well, hey, no, those
I
are the
hear
rules.
you.
I wasn't always a comedian. Those are the
Exactly,
that's
man.
outside of that.
No,
you
but
know what I'm
you
saying?
you
If
gotta
you
think.
know me by my first name, then you don't really know me. So
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying like like you got to know anybody that's a fan of comedy. They know that some of the best comics are well informed.
Right.
Like kind of well educated, well spoken, and well informed,
And well opinionated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the first
I
and
think
foremost.
the tie with that is that it's because you have to have the ability to be creative. You have to convey a story.
Yes.
You have to be able to make it up and now present it to someone else.
Right.
Because it's just like all of us. We hear a comedian and we're like, oh man, that exact goddamn thing happened to me at the grocery store. The same thing, play by play.
Yeah.
But he was able to create it and present it so that now people like you can share and know, we're common, man. This shit happens to me too.
All the time.
But I get everybody in this room to get it at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
You got to have that universe. You got to be able to appeal to people, the masses. That's why, cutthroat comics, slasher type comics aren't popular because that's not going to appeal, but to maybe someone in your family might think that's funny and encourage you to do that shit.
Right.
But
see, that's why I don't really do. I don't do much topical stuff. I don't really hit political shit. Yeah,
I'm drunk. I feel like I'm babbling.
You're doing a great job.
No,
that's what the podcast is all about. Are you kidding me? I'm
okay.
sorry.
We want to hear you talk, man.
No, you're doing just fine, man.
Yeah.
No, trust me. Like that's why, like I said, I don't get too topical because there's so many people like with COVID. I didn't write one COVID joke. I didn't write one COVID joke
You
because
guys
I knew.
vaxxed?
Nope.
Did not get this poke.
Nope. I got anthrax.
But what's your reasons? Why you say?
Why? I've been 40,
Distrust or just medical belief or
I had it and I was fine.
the government or
Well, for sure that.
My only problem is I don't feel like they were telling the truth
Not at all.
because the truth doesn't change.
it felt very suspicious.
It was like, okay,
Super suspicious.
all right, you get COVID. Okay, we have a vaccine. Vaccines is a cure. Okay. Okay, so it won't prevent you from getting COVID, but it will help reduce some of the symptoms. That was one of the first changes. You have to quarantine for 15 days. You have to quarantine for 10 days. Now you quarantine for 5 days.
Yeah.
It's like, it keeps changing. And it's like,
Dude from Rep.
and then, okay, and all these different manufacturers was like, okay, we got our version. We have our version of the vaccine.
From Rep.
One of the things I realized is, I forget what month it was, Hank Aaron was like,
and then took that shit and went to heaven.
20 days later.
Right.
My
It
goodness,
was on
man.
the 2nd, and he died on the 22nd. I forget the month, but he took it on the 2nd, he died on the 22nd.
Dude, I had this girl I went to high school with, her cousin, who's probably my age, 40s, got it, was fine before that. After that, blood clot, died.
This is an official
I'm not
prognostication.
I'm not
Something
saying it was because
significant.
of that.
Something of epic proportions is gonna happen. Something significant, maybe not of epic proportions, on 4/4.
4/4?
Yeah.
That's before my birthday. That sucks.
Well,
I hope not, but maybe it'll be me getting a Netflix deal. That's up.
Hey, that's definitely
But
fucking epic
we'll see how it
proportions.
goes. I'm more likely to get a shot in Tubi, but
coming to you
is
soon on
good
YouTube.
though. Tubi is free, man.
That's a start, dog.
Upload
I know it is. It's exposure. It's out there. I love you, Tubi. I'm just fucking. I got your free app. I got you on the mobile too.
I'm praying UFOs come. I'm
Is the
praying.
bar still
They
open or
already
am I
is.
cut off?
Huh?
Is the bar still
Yeah,
open?
yeah.
A chainsaw? Do we need to go outside and cut
I'll get it
chainsaws?
right now.
Oh, we're good. Okay, we just keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling.
And he's talking in the background
Yeah, I don't care.
like a rude house guest.
This is how we do
Fucking around.
shit.
He's being Isaac. We got a white Isaac, the barkeep.
Do a little bit of that, and we're gonna fill it up the rest of the way.
Right.
Oh shit! Oh damn, it's
Perfect.
probably more ice than that.
There you go.
Damn.
Heck yeah. If you're just tuning in, we are with Chad. I am Chad.
I'm here of my own free volition.
That's right.
Can you imagine me sending shout out letters if I had been kicked out, abducted somewhere in a foreign country, and they're like, all right, we want you to shout back to your comedy, your social networks and tell them you're held hostage. I'm on Cleveland Akron Comedy talking about, hey, you guys, yeah, man, they got me fucked up over here. They didn't appreciate none of the goddamn jokes I brought over here.
Look, he didn't know. He almost got abducted because he went to the wrong house.
Sure did, in Parma. In the dark, with a hood on.
With a hoodie on.
I took my hood off. When I saw it was the wrong address, I took my hood down to get out of there.
You know, everybody got rings and stuff.
Right, I know,
no
right?
doubt, man. Big Brother's watching. They're all connected, and everybody's got a peep show. And man, the world's a shit show, man. Damn. I think the problem is people don't mind their own goddamn business a lot.
Well, now with cell phones. Everyone wants to. Everyone
hey,
wants
man,
to.
so
post
this
a
is like
video.
people prognosticated. This is like the mark of the devil.
It
in
is
some ways.
a little bit.
It's the chip they got in you now, or whatever.
Well, they can fall. They can.
What do you
listen
guys
to
think about
everything.
that coming digital currency shit?
I got a little bit of it. I had to get rid of some.
It's
So
a
I
shit
needed
show,
some money.
man. I'm telling you, man, it's a cyclone of a shit show,
It-
boy.
it's-
If you ain't getting high, you should start.
It's for sure, right?
Fucking just to open up.
Chad,
man.
that's
Just
why I'm just watching this shit. Look. I
rob
don't
an ambulance and just take whatever they got in the back of that motherfucker.
During COVID, I just watched everything. I just watched TV.
Not rob an ambulance.
I watched my mother-in-law.
There's less time than a CVS.
If you do, give me.
I'm
drop
not
me off
here.
some
I'm not a
balls.
lawyer. So.
I need some base bandages. Drop some off.
I watched my
The
mother-in-law
self-adhesive
day by
side.
day watching the news, like losing her shit. I'm like, just stop watching it.
Yeah.
That's what they stop.
That's
It's
what my girl
programmed.
keeps telling me, man. But I can't. That shit is a drug to me. Listen, when I get up in the mornings, this is my. If this doesn't happen, the sun isn't coming up. The alarm goes off. On the second snooze, I get up. I come in the kitchen. I walk through to the front of the house. I let Boomer out. I go back in. I hit the TV. After I let the dog out, I hit the TV. I go to the kitchen, make coffee, put it on, come back up, watch the dog for a minute, let him back in, get coffee, sit down and watch the news. I'm there because I'm in the elements, right? So I gotta watch for the weather. But I see all the other shit, man, and that shit is like a soap opera
It's
for
upsetting.
real.
It's upsetting.
And it's, I mean, some of it's
But they
accurate,
pick
but
and choose.
they do, man,
to
and
show
that's what I
you.
don't like. We are filtered like,
Yes.
so commercials, ads,
Yes.
100% of the time with me, personally, I mute them. If it comes on TV, a commercial, on the radio, on my Pandora, whatever. If it is not shit, I'm there to hear.
Right.
So like I work in a truck. If I got the music up loud, or I'm in my car, I got the music up loud, and then an ad suddenly jumps on, and then it's 3 times louder. Literally, it makes me feel like I need to reach for an inhaler. I have like this huge panic attack. My anxiety that I talk about in my jokes, that shit is honest to God. Like my anxiety gets me worked up. I get super fidgety and like I fucking like get ready to just snap because I
feel like it's just
like there's not order around me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have some kind of realm for me to be at peace. You know what I'm saying? And those ads are so intrusive and they're putting these thoughts in everybody's heads that you're not asking for. I'm not shopping for fucking insurance. I don't need to buy some brand of your whatever shit is, whatever you're pushing at me. I don't want to hear about toxic side effects of a goddamn medication my doctor may have just gave me. What the fuck am I supposed to do now? You know what I'm saying, man? So I don't know, man.
It sucks, but
and I just feel like the public is just have become such lambs, man, and there's such this fucked up sense of entitlement that everybody feels, and we're all in these weird bubbles, and there's no more village to raise the children. You know what I'm saying? It is every man for himself. It's run for your life out here, damn near, man.
It is till that power goes out.
Shit, fucking people are watching the Kardashians and they think life is a lollipop. You know, I mean, I get it. When you're young, you don't really conceptualize, but the older I get, the sooner I'm ready to fucking go. Shit, almost, man. Shit. My people were like, me and my dudes sit around. I got this game I play called What If or Would You Rather. And I play with my family, friends. I'll fuck around with you guys at Funny Stop one day. But they were like, would you rather go back and be like 7 years old right now or hit for like some money right now? And I'm like, man, fuck it, give me the money. I don't want to go back. And by the time I get to this age now again, man, it's going to be more than I can mentally ingest. My hamster isn't that make and model. He's a gas. I still got a carbureted engine.
I'll probably go back.
No, why? I'm not where I want to be.
Billie Jean would be me. Yeah, I would make
Billie Jean.
Oh my
That'll be my song.
Hell no, I'm exactly where I need to be in the world. I'm doing
I'll go
comedy
back and make Billie Jean.
and I got a podcast where I get to speak my shit.
Travel?
Say that again.
Time travel? I don't think
You
so.
think they know how to time travel?
I think so.
You think they've been to the moon?
No.
You think it's a flat Earth?
No.
I
think they have been to the moon, but I think the moon visit that everybody see was fake for a reason.
Yep.
Because what I
think
heard
when they got there, they were like, "What the fuck did we stumble upon?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Get the fuck off! Don't ever come back."
I heard something like
and they filmed that
Armstrong.
shit.
It's interesting.
All those astronauts got threatened, and they wasn't allowed to talk about.
Did you
what
see
they
the
saw.
press conference afterwards?
Mm-mm.
Look at their fucking faces, dog.
Yeah, they
weren't looking like they did something exciting and accomplishing. They looked like they were scared as fuck.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I
was heard that they.
Rewatch that press conference.
I will check it out. I was told that they saw other beings, other shit up there set up like different stations and shit up on the moon. And if they talked about it, they'll kill their family, their grandkids, and that's why they sticking to that script of the moonwalking shit like that.
So you talking about it was like some Cloverfield monsters up there or some shit?
Not Cloverfield monsters, but they
5 points of contact.
They said they saw other beings. They like set up. It was almost like, if you could think, the best way. My translation was it was like a pilot. You know, like the truck stop. You know how all the trucks.
right. Yeah.
Like a space pilot.
They're like a Loves or some shit.
Up there, for real. That's
T8.
up there with like with different entities up there, and if you talked about it,
like some Men in Black.
Yeah. Almost.
Basically. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. So you think Men in Black is closer to the truth, or you think
look, they've been entertaining us with the truth for a long time.
Right.
You old enough
Hollywood.
you remember Star Trek?
Yeah.
They was communicating on those flip phones. We passed that technology now.
Yep.
Yeah, too sure.
Yeah. So it's like they entertain us with the truth. Notice, like,
that's what I'm saying. Hollywood is what really is going on. That's Hollywood. Hollywood is their magic hand because they filter all the information we get.
Yep.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind was actually.
Don't let these motherfuckers know what we're doing. Feed them this. Smoke them mirrors. have Fresh Prince smack Chris Rock.
Right.
They don't.
Right.
This is it. The American public is being hit with the oldest military tactic in the book: divide and conquer.
Right.
We are so divisive that they're easily in control right now. They're not under no duress to make any real changes. We ain't.
This country is on autopilot. Look at who's running it.
No, it ain't on autopilot.
Man. It's on autopilot.
No, who they're showing you is on autopilot, but you know they still making movies.
I think the flight crew is working with the enemy. We in worse shape than we know.
Well, look, these are facts. You've all seen Ancient Aliens. Have you watched that shit?
I don't think so.
Oh, Chad. Oh, my God. The Anunnaki. So you don't know nothing about Anunnaki?
Tommy Knockers, Stephen King.
Anunnaki, what are they called? The something gods?
The Anunnaki is supposedly who came from planet Nibiru a long time ago and created us. Mm-hmm. They're the ones who mix their DNA.
There's like 20 of them. I mean, it's a bunch of them.
Well, the Anunnaki are the main ones. They had like multiple. They were the ones who had like.
What's this like? Some Lord of the Rings?
This is stuff etched in stone that they found in Samarra in Iraq, or in Samaria. Yeah, Samarra. All these things are etched in stone back. They found. So things that they find like that, you got to watch Ancient Aliens because your mind's about to be blown.
So
if you already think the way you do and you don't,
I like sitting at the house getting my motherfucking mind blown with some shit.
You're about to enjoy
check
your
that
life. You kidding me?
Yeah, all of that
check
shit.
this
Oh
out, man.
my
They
God.
said, well, this is a conspiracy theory, but they said when they did the, you remember they were searching for weapons of mass destruction?
Yeah.
They said that war was actually about a Stargate. They were fighting over a Stargate.
Really?
It's conspiracy theory.
I mean,
They
You guys,
didn't
so given that I am a conspiracy theorist, I definitely believe that there are more ideas out there than the ones that are being presented
For
to
sure.
my little narrow mind.
right?
And like I just said, you guys, those were some interesting theories about the moon shit that I never heard. But now that I am a theorist, all of this shit is plausible.
For sure.
For real, we don't know what the...
You know what?
I didn't punch in on the clock that day at the office, so I don't know what the fuck really went on. I wasn't on the spaceship.
Right?
I'm being told some shit that I don't know how many hands this shit has been through.
You know what movie is the best? Truman Show.
The Truman, is that
The
with
Truman
Jim
Show
Carrey?
with Jim Carrey. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so.
That's a movie, right?
Yeah. Please watch that.
Because I thought it was serious. That's why I haven't watched it.
Please watch it. Please watch it. You'll be like,
I like Jim Carrey. He's
what
funny.
the fuck, dude? That movie is basically okay. I'm gonna give you the synopsis, and then you can go and watch it. Everyone probably no spoiler alerts. It's been out forever. It's basically a baby that was adopted by a movie production, and they just filmed his whole life. They built this studio, and his whole life was in this studio.
Oh, wow.
Everything
No
was
shit,
fake.
man.
The parents, but he had no idea. Cameras everywhere, and then one day he finds out, but
Wow.
fucking nuts. And it's almost like,
Yeah.
Jim Carrey or Robin Williams? One's got to go.
shit. God. Oh, I'd say Robin Williams. It's because I love Jim Carrey, but without Robin Williams, there's no Jim Carrey.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is a very fair takeaway.
That's the chicken and the egg. He came first.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
shit. Yeah,
So
basically.
that's where he got his. But and that's the funny thing about comedy. He was up on stage doing shit like a fucking crab. That's what Jim Carrey was doing for like 5 minutes. I've been like, what the fuck is this dude doing? Meanwhile, he's one of the fucking best actors out there. You know what I mean? As far as physical comedy and all that shit goes.
Yeah.
Prince or Michael Jackson? One music archive has to disappear.
Oh my God.
That's tough, man.
Bye, Michael Jackson. I love Prince.
He is badass,
Prince
though.
is
That's my
badass,
motherfucker, man.
Plus,
That's
I
my
probably got more
motherfucker.
booty than fucking
That's my
Prince.
motherfucker. Yeah, Prince is
The
badass.
reason why I don't think that that's fair is because Prince could have named himself music.
For sure.
Michael Jackson was a great entertainer, and they put the best with him. But Prince played all his instruments,
Wrote his own music.
wrote his own music,
Yeah, facts.
and
Facts.
and
Mad respect.
For
and
sure.
all of the groups offer him like The Time,
Right.
Sheila E. were all of Prince's alter egos.
Right.
Those were his alter egos that he set out there.
And Purple Rain was much better than the fucking Wiz.
Way better.
Shit.
You kidding me?
Look,
Shit.
I enjoy both of those movies, but it was like, you know, Prince and Michael are way too different.
Ben the
entities.
Rat. Was Michael Jackson in that, or he just did the music for it?
He did the song Ben.
Right. He wasn't in the movie though.
No, he wasn't in there.
I don't think, has he ever been in a movie?
Oh, Michael
The
Jackson,
Wiz.
The Wiz,
Oh, well, yeah, other than that, I'm
The
talking
Wiz, and
his
I think
videos.
he
think
did
that's
like a
it.
moonwalker thing.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that
yeah. I was
like,
thinking about that, but that was like a
Disney or
video,
something.
what?
I think, you know what though, man? And like, so now this statement is made because I gave up on rap music probably.
Right.
Completely probably
listening
about.
or doing. You were rapping.
No, I don't engage at all.
Okay.
I completely gave up on it like probably 5 years ago. Like I don't have any interest in nothing they talk about. I don't give a fuck about finding that one good apple on a tree anymore.
Right.
But I think in totality, rap music probably since the mid 80s somewhere, has been an abomination and a weapon used against black culture.
I think it was
Um,
before that.
It has been used. Music has been weaponized, and it is another hit on the rod that is the spear of divide and conquer.
Right.
It is breaking. It's worse than pork. It's almost as bad as slavery. It's worse than crack. I think rap music is worse than crack.
Well, to piggyback on what you said earlier, they use. Remember, I always say they entertain us with the truth. One of our favorite childhood shows was G.I. Joe.
Right.
G.I. Joe had this group called Cold Slither.
Yeah, right.
We are Cold Slither. You'll be joining us soon. It was like.
I remember the Cobra.
Yeah,
I remember the
Cold
Cobra.
Slither was the.
But Zartan.
Yeah, the Dreadnought brought out Cold Slither, right?
Yeah.
It was like, that was an attack. It was like, you know how Cobra just used to pop on every screen? They were playing that song, and it was like to hypnotize the kids and stuff like that. So they entertaining us with the truth, with like what you said with the rap music. Like, it's like, notice like, I noticed the pattern because I listen to rap, but you know, as long as I'm gonna just use this one rapper by XXX Tentacion or something like that. He
Perfect name for him.
he was rapping it and he was depressed. He was talking about taking all these drugs. He got a lot of airplay during that, what was happening. And then right when he changed it and was telling people, you got something to live for. Live. Be healthy. He got killed.
Wasn't that the same label that has like all the rappers killed?
They are connected.
They have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another frontier of orchestrated devastation by the government.
Right.
The powers that be. You know, like the one percenters, like the Rockefellers and the Cargills and the whatever the fuck the keepers of the gate are. That the whole select group, man. You know, Cargill Salt downtown Cleveland. Y'all hip to them?
I haven't been there.
No.
So it's a huge. They got a monopoly on the salt that comes. Well, Morton's got some shit out in East Lake out
what's
there.
the name of it down there?
Cargill.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You know, that's just a subsidiary. They are a worldwide, mega mighty conglomerate.
Really?
They are the single largest distributor of food.
Wow.
I think I heard that.
So like these companies that have that kind of control, man,
Right.
there is initiative with them, identical to the way that there is initiative in medicine to treat and not cure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't make no fucking money if you idiots come in here and fix everything, you morons.
Yeah. So basically,
Drag them out. So they deal with a couple of fucking side effects. So what?
Right.
It's the plan that we was raised on, bro. Like, we were raised to be sick.
Right.
A balanced breakfast was chicken abortions, pig ass. All right. Okay. Water is potatoes. Water is potatoes. Bacon is grease. Right. What does that do if you ever did the dishes?
Clog shit up.
It's gonna separate, but it's not gonna separate in us.
Oh yeah.
So that's what we eating. We eating potatoes with grease with bacon.
Oh well, they lied about the food pyramid in the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. So it was all to
money.
No, it was all to guarantee that we'll be having type 2 diabetes.
For sure.
It was all guaranteed. So the high blood pressure medication.
It's upsetting when you learn all these facts.
Yeah, just like when they use majority in the inner city.
Right.
They start building a record off the young black boys in like the 3rd grade.
I think I like to laugh because reality is so sad.
Isn't it? And it really sucks because you can't really do nothing in the scale.
Can't, man. You're really helpless, man.
It
is a shit show out here, man.
So that's why. Look, hold on, real quick. That's why. Look, when life, there's obviously we all been through stuff personally. You know what I'm saying? And when I came to the conclusion to do comedy, it was one of those things that gave me a purpose because it's like I see people out there doing it. I know we could all do it. You know what I'm saying? At that level, because I've watched these Netflix specials and we could all do what they're doing. No problems. And it's like, that's something to live for, and to be with your family. Look, people are in such a rat race. They have no idea what it's going to end. All this bullshit that you're trying to get is going to end. So I like to enjoy going out and making people laugh. It gives me something. You know what I mean? That moment when you're up there, people are laughing, you're telling your shit.
Absolutely.
Can people see my pupils dilate? Like, is the video quality that good?
Hell no, that Visine made it look better.
Our mics are so good, it picks up your hair growing on your face.
You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, breath conscious. I don't want people like that. Chad sounded like he was about to die in that motherfucking interview.
No, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, the area we in, I know we want to, tour the, wherever, but our area really needs comedy.
Area or era?
Shit, both.
Like Cleveland?
Our area and era.
Oh, okay.
Everything, both.
I got you.
We definitely need to laugh, and I'm glad that I'm able to be contribute to that.
Right.
Yeah, for real, man.
Yeah, if you ever see
we passing out umbrellas for the rainstorm of life. Y'all need to come get this shelter.
That's right. Hey, you know what? And
I like that. I won't even remember that.
Yeah,
it's gonna be on. It's recorded, man.
Thank goodness. I can't repeat it right now. What I say, laughter is.
He said, "Mama can't say, Mama sorry."
He trying to throw me off. Watch this though. Umbrellas are the shelter for the rainstorm. Laughter are is the umbrellas for the rains. We got it on video. Some shit like that.
It's recorded. Hey, look, I tell you what, everybody, if you ever see I Am Chad on a bill,
make sure you check him out.
Check him out. Go see his show. You won't be disappointed.
Please come down, man. I had these shirts there too.
For sure.
You might get them for free, but they might be $20 too.
They might be. So expect to pay $20 for those great shirts. Because look at them.
But I Am Chad Comedy is also my Cash App. I keep everything real simple. I Am Chad Comedy. I know you guys are getting high too. It's our secret.
DM them if you want a shirt. He'll find a way to get it to you.
Yeah, show it.
This episode of the Midnight Paco Podcast brought to you in part by the Acumen Paralegal Services. Help you help yourself the legal way. The services that they offer is they help with documents that need to be typed, guardianships, probate, divorce, wills and trust, complaints, business organization, financial planning, and legal research and writing. Go ahead and give them a call at 216-727-0049 or 216-456-2000. Michelle White will get you right.
That's right!
Hey, Jay, where they can find you at, baby?
And pay for postage. You can find me at Justin Fuller Comedy on Instagram, people.
And I am the _great_CORED. That's where you can find me. Or you can find us both at the Midnight Paco Podcast. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. Yo, and Chad, where can they find you, man?
I Am Chad Comedy, baby. On TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
And make sure you come check us out March 30th. He's going to be headlining. I'm featuring.
I'm going to be there.
Come check it out.
I'm going to be there. He going to be there. We going to be there.
He going to be there. Come check us out.
Yeah.
Come get this umbrella.
Yeah. Peace out.
Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast. Midnight Paco. Midnight Paco Podcast.